Hello, and up for sale today I've got a 1991 Land Rover Defender 110 County Station Wagon 5-door with the 200 TDI 4-cylinder turbo diesel and 5-speed manual trans LT77 gearbox. Now this is a UK import, so it is right-hand drive, and it is now located here in Michigan and comes with a clean, clear Michigan title. So the elephant in the room must be addressed. This is obviously not a factory paint job, as you can probably tell from the pictures, and it's not even really a professional paint job, I would say. That being said, it's actually pretty clean, and whoever painted the vehicle actually did a pretty decent job, but there are a few imperfections in the paint, a few drips here and there, and I will walk you around the vehicle and show you. So, being that it's a flat gray paint, it's actually pretty durable, pretty hard to scratch, and actually pretty easy to repair if you do scratch it. So a couple little scratches and dings right there, chips in the paint. Bottoms of the doors and tops of the doors have virtually no corrosion on them. Cappings are in great shape. Those are steel and they normally rust out, but these are in great shape. Corners as well. And as you can see, all the spot welds are all in place. If you don't see those spot welds there, it's because they've been filled in with Bondo or bodywork, or there's been an accident or something. So there's a little bit of a drip here. Again, corners in great shape. Window seals in pretty decent shape. They're not dry rotted or cracked at all. Bottom of the rear door, nice and clean. Rear cross member, that has been replaced recently. So that is nice and clean and solid and rust free. And that's a pretty big job out of the way that you don't have to do. In the back here, we've got new carpet. We've got bench seats. And you can tell this is the county edition because it's got the Alpine windows and the rear trim pieces around the windows, which are all in place. A lot of times these rear pieces are missing. Headliner is also in great shape. No sagging, no rips or tears or holes. We do have a galvanized roof rack with the ladder. Get on the passenger side as well, the corners are in great shape, and the cappings as well, no rust there. Spot welds. Now the wheel arches have been painted in a gloss black. Looks like we do have a little touch up here and a paint run and a little bit of touch up behind the handle, but no corrosion or dents in that door. So yeah, the bottoms of the doors have all been repaired with new metal, as you can see. In the middle row here, we've got a aftermarket set of Exmoor trim high back seats. And same story on the front passenger door. New metal on the bottom, and it's been welded and feathered in. Door cards are in great shape. In the front here, we've got new seat covers and foam in the seats. And we've got a carpet set from Exmoor trim as well. So the bulkhead is also in pretty decent shape. It's been repaired as well, so there's no rust or bubbling in the paint there. Couple rock chips in the wheel arches. As you can see, they were painted red and the gloss black on top of that. A little bit of a dent and a scratch here in the front passenger side wing. Now the engine is pretty clean. As I've said before in other videos, if you can see the gold paint on the engine block of a 200 TDI, that's a good thing. It means it hasn't been covered in oil and it's not leaking anywhere. So the wire harness is actually pretty decent as well. I don't see any cobbling or splicing or anything, and it's actually pretty clean. Rear heat shield is in place on the front of the bulkhead. And the wheel wells, normally where they rust out is right there in the corners and the top, but these look in pretty decent shape. As you can see, we got a new gasket here on our timing belt cover, which indicates a new timing belt. We got new radiator hoses, new intercooler hoses. We've got a aftermarket bumper on the front here. Floodlights are non-operational, but headlights and turn signals all working. We've got a nice set of 16-inch Defender Boost alloys, 5-spoke, and a set of general grabbers on all 4 corners. Bulkhead on the driver's side is good as well. As you can see, the vent seals are not dry rotted or cracked, and they'll seal up nicely. A little bit of a dent in the driver's door, and the paint is chipping off behind the handle there. But no corrosion on the top or bottom of the door. And again, the inside of the bottom of the door frame has been repaired with new metal. Okay, so I will start it up now. And we do have 147,000 miles on the clock. Glow plug light comes on and off. So no warning lights. Engine runs nice and smooth and sounds just like a diesel should. Clean oil, and we'll gently set the cap back on here. As you can see, there's no blow-by or back pressure. And on startup, there is a little plume of smoke that comes out, but that's about it. There's no smoke while idling, so it's actually running pretty decent. All right, so now we'll go for a ride. All right, so now we'll go for a ride. I'll show you the gear changes, acceleration, steering, all that good stuff. There's 3rd gear. There's 4th gear. And 5th gear. We have a nice open sunroof here. It's kind of cool. So we'll accelerate up to 65. Downshift into 3rd gear. And there we go. Okay, so now I just want to show you the underside of the vehicle. We'll start here at the swivels. Passenger side seems to have a minor leak coming out of that swivel. Tie rod end looks healthy. Steering arm ball joint as well. Nice and healthy. Front diff looks nice and dry. And driver's side swivel looks to be in pretty good shape. Bottom of the motor looks relatively clean. I have not power washed this off, so that's how it came. Looks like there's a little tiny bit of a leak coming out of the sump gasket, but that is an easy fix. We'll move on here to the driver's side frame rails. And also, this is the only weld I could find on the whole frame here. The front outrigger has had a little patch put in right here, but that is it really that I could tell. No repairs or holes on this frame. It's actually in pretty good shape. Outriggers, great. This is where they normally rust out here, right at the front. And those are in great shape. Control arm bushings look good. Looks like there might be a slight leak out of the rear diff front seal, but nothing serious. And this is where they welded on the new rear cross member. And it looks like this frame has had a coat of wax oil on it pretty much all its life, and it's remained pretty solid. So rear cross member is new, like I said, in really good shape. This is normally where they rust out, right there by the jack points. And let me get the camera up in there. You can see it's pretty good. Same thing on the passenger side, all solid. Sorry, I don't have the use of my hoist today, so I'm crawling around on the ground. Nice and solid. This is normally where they rust out here at the bottom of the bends in the frame here. As you can see, they're all solid. Factory seams all in place. Tiny bit of rust here at the bottom of the battery box. Control arm bushing's in good shape. Front outrigger's in good shape. So all in all, I'd say this frame is really decent.